You see the name pop up on your phone and your stomach drops. You haven't even read the message yet, but you already know it's bait. And if you're parenting with someone who runs on conflict, you know exactly the feeling I'm talking about. Every text is a hook. Every reasonable request comes back twisted. And the harder you try to set the record straight, the worse it gets. Today, I'm going to give you a way out. It's called the gray rock method. And I'm going to answer the one question that keeps good parents trapped in these fights. If I don't defend myself, won't I look like I'm admitting they're right? Stick with me because the answer to that question could be critical to both your sanity and your case. Hi, everyone. I'm Scott Milner. I'm board certified in family law, and I've spent the last 20 years in courtrooms watching these exact fights play out in front of judges and juries. So this video is not just about surviving the drama. It's about coming out with your sanity and a record that works for you in court. So let's get into it. The whole idea is right there in the name. You make yourself as interesting as a gray rock. Here's the logic. A high conflict person is fishing for a reaction. Your anger, your panic, a long defensive paragraph defending and explaining yourself. That reaction is the prize. It tells them they've still got a hold on you, and it hands them fresh material to use. So you take the prize off the table. You go flat, short answers, business-like tone. You stop sharing your feelings, your emotions, your plans, because every one of those is a hook they can grab. You answer only what actually needs answering about the kids and nothing else. This isn't about being cold or mean. It's about cutting off the fuel. The conflict runs on your emotional reactions. Stop supplying them. Now, here's what happens when you actually do this. When the reaction stops coming, the provocations start to lose their point. A person who can't get a rise out of you eventually has less reason to try. The cycle starves. But it usually gets worse before it gets better. When someone's used to pushing your buttons and suddenly the buttons don't work, their first instinct is to push harder, longer messages, nastier accusations, brand new ways to provoke you. Therapists actually have a name for this. They call it the extinction burst. If you don't know it's coming, you'll think the method failed and give up. It didn't fail. That spike is actually the sign it's working. Hold the line, stay boring, stay controlled, and it burns itself out because it stops being rewarded. Okay, the practical playbook. How gray rock actually looks in your day-to-day. 1, pick one written channel and use it exclusively. A co-parenting app is ideal. Written-only communication protects you, and, this matters, it creates a record. 2, keep every message brief, factual, and calm. There's a great framework for this from Bill Eddy at the High Conflict Institute. Brief, informative, friendly, and firm. 2 or 3 sentences, state the facts, stay civil, leave no opening to argue. Pickups at 6 on Sunday, usual spot. That's the whole message. 3, don't justify, argue, or defend. Those things are exactly what they're trying to provoke, because each one gives them more to attack. State the logistics and stop. 4, answer on a schedule, not on impulse. Unless it's about a child's safety, you don't owe anyone a reply in 90 seconds. Respond once or twice a day after the heat's gone out of it. Delay is your friend. 5, address the child, ignore the bait. A typical message buries one real question and 5 lines of insults. Pull out the part about the kids, answer that, and let the rest hit the floor. Now, here's where people mess this up and hand the other side a loaded weapon. Because there's a version of going quiet that actually hurts you in court. Let me draw the line clearly. Gray rock means going unemotional. It does not mean going uncooperative. And that's a very important difference. Refusing to argue with an insult, that's smart. Refusing to tell the other parent about a legitimate concern about your child, or hiding the school schedule, or going dark on a real question about the children, that's not gray rock. That's withholding critical information, and judges hate that. Courts favor the parent who keeps the other parent informed and supports the child's relationship with them. So keep the strategy precise, flat tone, cooperative on substance. You want a judge reading your message to think, this parent stayed calm and child-focused no matter what got thrown at them. Judges love disciplined parents, and that impression is worth more than any argument you could ever win. Which brings me to the question I proposed at the top, the one that keeps people up at night. If I don't deny their accusations, won't that look like I'm admitting they're true? For your everyday petty accusations and insults, the answer is no. No one, including any future lawyer or judge, expects you to litigate every insult that lands in your inbox. Now, if you see an accusation that really matters, let's say they accuse you of violating the visitation order by missing an exchange. In that case, you don't argue. You just state your position briefly. I was at the pickup at 6 p.m. as scheduled, period. No arguing. If they try to continue the argument, leave it. Ignore them. Say what you need to say and stop. If they accuse you of something even more serious, say child abuse or something that could result in serious legal action, call your lawyer immediately. This is the reason the next part matters so much. Here's what most co-parents don't realize while they're in the thick of things. Every message you send is a potential exhibit, and so is every message they send. That's where Grey Rock quietly pays off. When your messages are calm and child-focused, theirs are hostile and all over the place. That contrast makes your case for you. You don't have to tell the judge who's driving the chaos. The record shows it. So build that record on purpose. Following the Grey Rock method is the first rule, and here are a few more. 1. Write every message like a judge will read it out loud, because one day, one might. Before you hit send, ask, would I be okay with this being on a screen in a courtroom? If not, rewrite it. That one habit will keep you disciplined better than anything else I can tell you. 2. Save everything and save it whole. Don't delete messages, even the ugly ones. And keep the entire thread, not a clipped screenshot. Fragments just invite the argument that you cut out the context and can keep the message from getting into evidence at all. 3. Keep a dated log. Missed exchanges, denied visits, incidents. Write them down when they happen, not months later. Notes made in the moment beat a memory reconstructed for a hearing every time. When it's time to hand all of this over to your lawyer, a shoebox of screenshots is almost useless. A clean timeline is powerful. Lining up each incident and linking it to the exact message it came from is what makes patterns of behavior jump off the page. This is literally what we built Chronodocs to do. Whatever method you use, make sure you organize the record in a way that the patterns are clear. One last thing, and it's the most important thing I'll say. Grey Rock is a communication method. It's not a safety plan. If you're dealing with threats, stalking, or violence, Grey Rock does not replace real safety steps. Prioritize your safety and your kids' safety first. Talk to your attorney about a protective order and get the police involved if there's real danger. In closing, successful co-parenting with a high conflict person requires discipline, and it's a marathon. You don't win it with one ideal text that finally makes them see reason. That text doesn't exist. You succeed by getting almost boringly calm, refusing to give them the reaction they're hunting for, and building a record that tells the truth about who keeps the peace and who keeps blowing it up. Lower the conflict, protect your kids from it, and the documentation will speak for itself. If this video was helpful to you, please like it below and subscribe to our channel. We regularly put out practical tips on co-parenting, custody and divorce issues, and on working with lawyers in the court system. And finally, a quick but important caveat. These videos are general education information, not legal advice. Every case is different, so talk to a board-certified family law attorney in your state about your specific situation. I'll see you in the next video.